To this story now, the petroleum industry has applied to the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration to have workers declared an essential service. Now, the industry employs over 70,000 workers. One of the workers' unions says the move would prevent strike action. Talking to us now about this is the Executive Director at the South African Petroleum Industry Association, Abafani Chifularo. Mr. Chifularo, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, what are your thoughts on the industry approaching the CCMA to try and have these workers declared essential services workers? Why was that important for the industry?
So let me just clarify from the onset that actually the industry did not apply. So in August 2019, the Essential Services Committee of the CCMA published a notice in a government gazette advising that they are investigating as to whether the production, transport and distribution of fuel is an essential service. So they were inviting interested parties to make submissions. We participated in the process. We went to Port Elizabeth in September last year, where we made our oral representations. And we were advised post that process that the Essential Services Committee is of the view that the evidence need to be led so that they could be informed to make a correct decision. So on Thursday and Friday last week, on a virtual meeting of the Essential Services Committee meeting, the South African Petroleum Industry Association evidence was led at this meeting of the Essential Services Committee.
Yeah. So one of the unions, as you would have noticed in that intro I just read, is worried that this will take away workers' rights to strike. It takes me to the question, what was the motivating factor for these group of workers to be declared essential service?
So I think the decision to investigate it lies squarely with the Essential Services Committee. So all we did was to make a representation to the committee and essentially, demonstrating the case why, that is the production, transport and distribution of fuel is an essential service. So the investigation is still ongoing. So the next hearings are going to be taking place, in September this year. So unfortunately, I can't go into the details of our submission because it's currently under investigation by the Essential Services Committee.
If the workers get their way, which means the industry will possibly not have succeeded in its attempt to make these group of workers called an essential service, how will this prejudice the industry?
So, Goli, I think what the Essential Services Committee is trying to balance the right for protecting essential services, at the same time making sure that they balance the rights of workers to be able to strike. I think after the investigation, where even the unions themselves, they are going to make a representation, the Essential Services Committee will come at the correct decision that balances the interest of all the parties.
All right, Mr. Abafani Chifularo, he is the Executive Director at the South African Petroleum Industry Association. All right.